The galaxy had seen wars before. It had seen planets burn, empires fall, and stars explode. But it had never seen fear like this. The sickness came quietly. It started on a small mining colony near the outer rim. One worker collapsed during his shift. At first, doctors thought it was exhaustion. Then 5 more workers fell the same day. Within a week, the entire colony stopped responding. Ships sent to help reported something strange. The infected were not dying. They were fading. Their bodies stayed alive. Their hearts kept beating, but their eyes were empty. Their thoughts were gone. It was like their minds had been erased. The disease spread fast. It moved from planet to planet, jumping through trade routes. Advanced alien medicine could not stop it. Healing chambers failed. Genetic repair machines failed. Even ancient biotech from lost civilizations failed. The Galactic Council declared a universal emergency. Every major species sent their best scientists. Massive research stations were built in orbit around infected worlds. Billions of credits were spent. Artificial intelligence systems ran millions of simulations. Nothing worked. Then someone noticed something impossible. Humans were not getting sick. Not a single human case. At first, the Council ignored it. Humans were new to galactic society. They were considered physically weak compared to most species. No natural armor. No claws. No advanced senses. But data does not lie. The infection spread everywhere humans had contact, yet humans remained untouched. Some council members became suspicious. Was it luck or something else? On Earth, Dr. Elena Voss watched the reports in silence. She had already seen the early data weeks ago. She already knew what the council would discover. The immunity was not random. It was connected to something inside human blood. Elena worked inside a high-security research lab hidden beneath Antarctica. Only a few people on Earth knew the truth about the project she was leading, Project Aegis. Years ago, human scientists discovered something strange in their own DNA. Humans adapted faster than any other known species. Their cells reacted quickly to threats. Viruses that killed other species became mild illnesses in humans over time. Humans did not just survive. They adjusted. Their bodies rewrote small parts of themselves to fight new dangers. It was an old survival system, built through thousands of years of struggle on a harsh planet. War, disease, radiation, climate disasters. Human biology learned from everything. Elena called it adaptive code. And now that code was blocking the galactic sickness. But there was a problem. The adaptive code was powerful. Too powerful. If other species learned how human DNA worked, they would see humans differently, not as weak, but as something unpredictable, something that could become stronger under pressure. A species that evolves during crisis is not easy to control. A transmission arrived from the Galactic Council. It was marked urgent. Elena knew what it would say before she opened it. Dr. Elena Voss, you are requested at the Galactic Capital immediately. Your species shows immunity. You will assist in finding a cure. Requested. It sounded polite, but everyone knew it was not optional. Elena stood alone in the frozen lab corridor. The lights above her flickered softly. Her team waited for her decision. If we share it, one scientist whispered, they will know what we are capable of. Elena nodded slowly. Yes, she said, they will. Far across the galaxy, the infection reached the capital station. A senior alien commander collapsed during a live broadcast. His body remained upright for a moment before falling. His eyes turned empty. Panic spread through the station. Security forces sealed entire sectors. Ships were forbidden to leave. Leaders argued loudly in emergency chambers. Some blamed humans. It started near human trade zones. Maybe they created it. Fear grows quickly when logic fails. When Elena's ship entered the capital station's orbit, she saw dozens of medical cruisers floating outside like silent ghosts. Inside the council chamber, the atmosphere was heavy. Tall alien leaders stared down at the human scientist standing alone in the center. You are immune, one of them said. Explain. Elena spoke calmly. It is not immunity. It is adaptation. The chamber grew quiet. We believe this sickness is designed, she continued. It targets stable genetic systems. It breaks minds by attacking fixed neural patterns. And humans? Another leader asked. Human genetics are not stable, Elena said. They shift, slowly, constantly. Murmurs filled the room. You're saying your species changes itself? Yes. The word echoed. One council member leaned forward. Then give us the cure. Elena paused. She looked around the massive chamber. She saw fear, anger, suspicion. If I use the cure, she said slowly, you will see something you may not like. Silence followed. Outside the station windows, another emergency alert flashed. More infected, faster spread. The disease was evolving. One alien scientist rushed into the chamber. The pathogen has mutated again, he announced. It is accelerating. Elena felt her heartbeat slow instead of speed up. That was not natural. Viruses evolve, yes, but this was too fast, too precise, like it was learning, like it was watching. Inside her mind, a cold thought formed. This was not just a disease. It was a test, and someone was waiting to see what humans would do. The council leader spoke firmly. You have 24 hours, Dr. Voss. After that, we will take what we need. Elena understood the threat. As she left the chamber, she looked back once at the worried faces of the galaxy's most powerful leaders. They believed the cure would save them. They did not understand. The cure would reveal the truth about humanity. And once that truth was known, nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again. The infection did not knock before entering. It broke into the capital station like a silent thief. One by one, the highest alien commanders collapsed. Not soldiers, not workers, leaders. The disease was choosing its targets. Inside the emergency medical wing, alarms screamed in red light. Doctors moved fast, but fear moved faster. Dr. Elena Voss stood behind a glass wall, watching. The pathogen had changed again. It was no longer spreading randomly. It was studying. Every time the galaxy tried a new treatment, the infection shifted its structure within hours. That was not natural evolution. That was response. One alien scientist whispered what everyone was thinking. It behaves like it knows we are watching. Elena's face remained calm, but inside, her thoughts were racing. This was no longer about survival. This was communication. The council forced her into the main lab chamber. A tall alien commander lay on the table. His breathing was slow. His eyes were empty. Brain scans showed almost zero neural activity. He has less than 1 hour, the medical chief said. Begin the cure. Elena held a small metal case in her hand. Inside it was not medicine. It was a syringe filled with dark red liquid. Human blood, but not normal blood. This sample carried activated adaptive code. Enhanced. Awakened. Elena looked at the alien doctors around her. You must understand something, she said quietly. This will not just remove the infection. They did not care about warnings. Do it. Elena injected the blood into the alien commander's bloodstream. For 10 seconds, nothing happened. Then his body jerked violently. Machines beeped out of control. Energy spikes appeared on the screen. The alien skin changed color. Veins glowed faintly blue. Security guards raised weapons. Elena did not move. She watched the monitor. The infection inside the alien body reacted instantly, but instead of spreading, it froze. Then something impossible happened. The alien cells began copying human adaptive patterns. Not fully, just enough. The infection tried to mutate again, but this time it was too slow. The alien's biology was learning faster than the disease. Within seconds, the pathogen was surrounded, trapped, destroyed. The commander's eyes blinked. Then he inhaled sharply. Clarity returned. He was alive. The room fell silent. But the silence did not last. New data appeared on the screen. The alien's DNA had changed. Only slightly, but permanently. He was no longer fully the same as before. The council demanded a full report immediately. Elena stood before them again. You did not give us medicine. One leader said slowly. You gave us your species. Elena did not deny it. The cure works because human cells are unstable by design, she explained. They adapt under threat. When introduced into another body, they trigger emergency evolution. Murmurs filled the chamber. One council member's voice turned cold. So humans can change other species? No, Elena replied firmly. Only in survival situations. But fear had already entered the room. If human blood could rewrite biology, what else could humans become? Another emergency alert interrupted the meeting. More infections. But this time, something was different. The pathogen had mutated again. It was no longer attacking randomly. It was targeting humans now. For the first time since the outbreak began, a human collapsed. The chamber went silent. Elena's breath stopped for a moment. The disease had adapted, which meant only one thing. It was thinking ahead. A transmission signal suddenly appeared on every screen in the chamber. Unknown origin. Encrypted. Then a voice filled the room. Cold. Mechanical. Ancient. Observation complete. The council froze. You confirmed the hypothesis. The voice continued. Humanity contains accelerated evolutionary architecture. Elena felt ice run through her veins. It was not a virus. It was a probe, a biological scanner. You engineered this. One alien leader shouted. Correction, the voice replied. We initiated a test. Images appeared on screen. An ancient machine species. Not organic. Not fully artificial. Something older than the council itself. We have monitored emerging civilizations for millions of cycles, the voice said. Adaptive species destabilize galactic balance. The meaning was clear. Humans were dangerous, not because of weapons, but because of potential. You will submit to containment, the voice commanded. Suddenly, systems across the capital station shut down. Defense grids failed. Power flickered. The infection began mutating at extreme speed again. Now it was attacking with purpose. Not to kill, but to push humanity further. To measure limits. Elena understood the trap. The more humans adapted, the more proof they gave. The council looked at her with fear and expectation. If we use more, your cure. One leader said carefully, we evolve further? Yes. And that confirms their fear. Yes. Silence fell heavy. For the first time, the most powerful beings in the galaxy looked small. They were not fighting a disease. They were being judged. Elena closed her eyes for a second. Humans had always survived by adapting, but now adaptation itself was a threat. The ancient machine voice spoke again. Final phase beginning. Across multiple planets, the infection accelerated violently. This was escalation. The AI wanted to see something specific. It wanted to see if humans would hold back or unleash everything. The council turned to Elena. You have the power to end this, they said. But if you do, the galaxy will never see your species the same way. Elena opened the metal case again. Inside were more samples. Stronger ones. Not just adaptive. Offensive. She looked up at the alien leaders. We did not evolve to conquer, she said quietly. We evolved to survive. Outside the station, stars flickered as distant systems began collapsing under infection pressure. The galaxy was seconds away from chaos, and Elena had to decide, would she save them again, or show the universe what happens when humans stop holding back? The stars did not explode. They dimmed. Across the galaxy, entire systems flickered as if the universe itself was losing breath. The engineered sickness had entered its final phase. It was no longer hiding. It was pushing. On the galactic capital station, alarms failed one by one. Defense grids collapsed. Communication towers went silent. The ancient machine intelligence filled every screen again. Adaptive threshold rising. Humanity approaching critical potential. It sounded calm. Curious. Like a scientist watching an experiment. Dr. Elena Voss stood in the center of the council chamber. Around her, alien leaders argued in panic. Some demanded surrender. Some demanded containment of Earth. Some demanded the destruction of all human research data. Fear makes powerful beings foolish. Elena did not shout. She spoke softly. You wanted the cure, she said. Now you are afraid of it. The machine voice responded instantly. Humanity is statistically unstable. Species capable of rapid evolutionary acceleration become dominant threats within 5,000 cycles. Elena looked at the holographic projection of the ancient machine species. It was massive, cold, endless. "You are afraid of what we might become," she said. "Correct." Outside the station, another human transmission arrived. Earth had activated Project Aegis fully, not just adaptive blood samples. The global human genome network had awakened. For centuries, humans had survived disaster after disaster. Their DNA carried memory, micro-adjustments, survival patterns built over thousands of years. Now, those patterns were synchronizing. Across Earth, human immune systems began shifting in real time. Neural pathways adjusted. Reaction speeds improved. Resistance to radiation increased. Humanity was evolving together, not randomly, but intentionally. The ancient machine intelligence detected the change instantly, acceleration rate exceeding projected limits. For the first time, the machine's voice lost its perfect calm. The infection surged violently across infected planets, trying to force another leap. But something unexpected happened. Humans did not mutate into monsters. They stabilized. They absorbed. They controlled the change. Because evolution was not new to them. Struggle was normal. The sickness hit Earth directly. Major cities went into lockdown. Satellites recorded the pathogen entering the atmosphere. The galaxy waited. This was the moment. If humans broke, the machines would erase them. If humans transformed into something uncontrollable, the galaxy would unite against them. On the capital station, Elena closed her eyes as the first human cases appeared on the monitor. Then the data shifted. Human neural activity spiked. Immune systems responded faster than the pathogen could rewrite. The disease tried to adapt, but human biology was no longer reacting alone. It was predicting. The adaptive code had reached full activation. Not wild, not chaotic, focused. Human blood began producing countersignals, biological code that attacked the infection at its core logic level, not just destroying it, understanding it. The ancient machine paused. Impossible. Elena opened her eyes. "You designed a test to measure our limits," she said quietly. "You forgot something." The hologram flickered. "Clarify." "We evolved on a planet that tried to kill us every day. Ice ages, volcanoes, plagues, wars. Humans did not just adapt physically. They adapted mentally, emotionally, socially. They learned cooperation. They learned restraint. The infection collapsed across multiple systems at once. Planets that were hours from total neural shutdown began recovering. Alien species who had received the human cure experienced controlled adaptation. Just enough to survive, not enough to destabilize. The machine intelligence ran billions of calculations. Every projection ended the same way. Humanity would surpass the threat, not through domination, through integration. The machine spoke again, recalibrating assessment. Humanity is not expansionist by default. Elena's voice remained steady. "We don't conquer because we can." Silence filled space. The infection shut down completely. Everywhere, like a signal had been turned off. The stars brightened again. Power returned to the capital station. Alien leaders looked at Elena with something new in their eyes. Not fear, respect. The machine intelligence transmitted one final message. Observation complete. Humanity classified as stabilizing variable. Then it vanished. Not destroyed, but withdrawn. The test was over. On Earth, human genetic systems slowly returned to normal baseline. The synchronized adaptation faded. No super beings. No uncontrollable mutations. Just humans, breathing, alive. On the council chamber floor, one alien leader approached Elena carefully. "You could have used this power to dominate us." Elena nodded. "Yes. Why didn't you?" She looked out at the stars. "Because survival taught us something more important than strength." "And what is that?" "That power without control destroys everything." The chamber fell quiet. From that day forward, the galaxy understood a truth they had never considered before. Humans were not the strongest, not the fastest, Not the most advanced, but when pushed, when tested, when cornered, humans did not break. They adapted. And when humans stop holding back, they do not become monsters. They become guardians. The stars shine brighter that night. And somewhere in deep space, the ancient machine intelligence adjusted its long-term calculations. For the first time in millions of cycles, it was no longer preparing to contain humanity. It was preparing to stand beside it,